Hello guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the most important events in modern history, the Russian Revolution. It is a story of power, protest, and big changes that shape the world we live in today. Let's get into it. At the turn of the 20th century, Russia was the age of a transformation. The massive empire ruled by Tsar Nicholas II was marked by divisions, while the aristocracy and that Tsar lived in luxury. The majority of Russians, workers, peasants, and the middle class were struggling with poverty, oppressions, and a lack of political freedom. These tensions boiled over in 1905 when the people of Russia revolted. This was the first two major revolution that would reshape the country forever. The state of Russia before revolution. Russia in 1905 was a country teetering on the brink. Tsar Nicholas II ruled with absolute authority, but his regime was increasingly out of touch with the needs of the people. The empire's economy was struggling and many Russians were living in dire conditions. In cities, worker labor in factories under harsh conditions. In rural areas, peasants worked the land but owned very little. The middle class, while growing, had limited political power and wanted to say in how the country was governed. Economic hardships and was warning. The defeat in the Russo-Japanese War of 1905 further weakened the Tsar's authorities, and public discontent reached its boiling point. Bloody Sunday, the spark that ignited the revolutions. The revolution began on January 22nd, 1905, with what became known as Bloody Sunday. Father Georgy Gapon and Orthodox priests led a peaceful protest for workers and others and their families to the Winter Palace in Petersburg. They carried a petition to Tsar Nicholas II, hoping to ask for better working conditions, a reduction in working hours, and political reforms. But instead of listening to their demands, that Tsar's soldiers opened fire on the protesters, killing hundreds of them. These tragics even fueled widespread anger across Russia and was the catalyst for upsprings and strikes that spread like wildfire. The spread of protests and strike, the Bloody Sunday massacres was a turning point. It led to strikes and protests throughout the empire. Workers in factories stopped working. Peasants took to the street. Intellectuals and students joined in. The movement spread across Russia, and soon even the army began to show signs of discontent. Workers organized to Soviet councils that coordinated strikes and protests. These Soviets became a critical part of the revolution, providing leadership and direction for the people. Though they were not yet as powerful as they would in 1917, however, the Tsars responded to the October Manifesto and the Duma in response to the growing unrest. Tsar Nicholas II issued the October Manifesto in 1905, promising reforms. One of the most significant changes was the creation of Duma, a legislative body that would give some representation to the people. However, the Tsar still held most of the power. The Duma, however, had limited power. The Tsar still controlled the military, and his government continued to repress dissent. Though the October Manifesto promised reforms, the Tsar's response remained largely unchanged, and many felt that the reforms were insufficient. A key figure stands out from the 1905 revolution. Father Georgy Gapon, who led the workers in the Bloody Sunday March, became a symbol of the struggles for workers' rights. Leon Trotsky, who would go on to become a prominent revolutionary leader in the 1917 revolution, played a role in organizing protests and supporting the Soviets. And Sir Gavta, a government official who tried to push for reform and modernize Russia, played a key role in the creation of Duma. Father Gapon's initial loyalty to the Tsar was shattered by the missiles Trotsky's revolutionary idea would influence Russia for decades, and Wider's attempts and reform were largely stuffed by the Tsar's refusal to relinquish power. The long-term impact of the 1905 revolutions. The 1905 revolution failed to overthrow the Tsar, but it left a lasting mark on Russia. The October Manifesto was a temporary concession, and while it offered some political reforms, it didn't address the root causes of discontent. The Soviets, which had begun a reaction to the 1905 revolution, would play a much larger role in the 1917 revolutions. These are the references. The Russian Revolution changed history forever, but its echoes still shape our world today. And thanks for watching, and until the next time, keep questioning, keep learning. Thank you.